I find it harder and harder to call myself an anime fan nowadays. Not because of any kind of fear of being stigmatized or being associated with weird, creepy pervos that really should be on some kind of FBI watch list, but because I don't care about current anime. Like, at all.
Yeah, I know it's closed-minded of me to dismiss an entire genre simply because it's new, but I look at the anime of today and it just seems wrong to me. I'm not talking just about the sickening overabundance of shows centered around little girls, or the fangirl baiting schlock. I'm talking about the entirety of it. It simply isn't the anime that I grew up with. You wanna know what I grew up with?
Oh! Oh, man. Man could die from so much 80s.
Truth be told, Gundam 0083 was before my time, but I caught this on Adult Swim way back in the early 2000s, and it changed my life forever. That single programming block turned me into the person that I am today. Bebop, Outlaw Star, Yu Yu Hakusho, Pilot Candidate to a lesser extent. These are the shows that got me hungry for more anime, and led me to buying an embarrassing amount of DVDs, which were mostly repackaged OVAs from the late 80s and early 90s. In my mind, this was the pinnacle that anime achieved, and it will never be this good again.
Even all the horrible stuff that I bought over the years, I still got a special place in my heart for them. And that's what I hope to do with this series. Cast some observational light on the anime that I bought and see how anime evolved into what it is today. Now, you might be asking yourself what this has to do with today's anime, Psychic Wars. Well, when it came right down to it, I was either going to give you my history of the genre and help explain my context and viewpoints of it, or I was going to look at the DVD box with a look of utter shock and scream out, "What the hell am I holding?" What the hell am I holding?
When I first watched this, I honestly thought that this was a cut and paste job, just like Space Thunder Kids. But no! This is presented exactly as intended. Watching Psychic Wars is like having your best friend sit you down and force you to watch some stupid show he's found, but he keeps fast-forwarding to all the action scenes.
To give you an idea of the kind of editing we're working with here, I'm going to let the show play uninterrupted for 30 seconds. Just 30.
Swab.
There is a cancer growing within me. It will be unlike any you have encountered before. You must remove it.
What the hell is this thing?
See what I mean? The editing is so choppy that the plot is near incomprehensible.
Although, this is the perfect chance to flex your imagination and make up your own plot, which I've already taken the liberty of doing.
Psychic Wars is the epic tale of one doctor's triumph over adversity and also Don Johnson Blazers. Armed with nothing but his medical knowledge and a wicked uppercut, and a falchion, he chops down all those who dare oppose the rule of his beloved Queen Venom Snatch. But trouble brews as the Queen's kingdom is threatened by the Blue Meanie from Yellow Submarine. Can Dr. Widebody defend his Lady Venom Snatch's honor from the invading horde? Does your mama's twat smell like the inside of an old shoe?
Alright, yeah, that's not what happens, but come on, who wouldn't want to see that? We can have Robert Rodriguez to produce and we'll have it out flat in a month.
Well, review the movie you have, not the movie you want. This is Ukyo Retsu, a talented surgeon who's contacted by a mysterious old woman to remove a cancer that has attacked her body. No questions asked, or at least if there were, the OVA didn't show it.
There is a cancer growing within me. It will be unlike any you have encountered before. You must remove it.
Is this some kind of weird universe where doctors hand out surgeries like they were religious pamphlets? What the hell is the old bag paying the doctor with, candy apples?
I'm sorry, I know I'm dwelling, but for some reason a show about a doctor slaying big blue demons with a 4-foot sword doesn't bother me, but an HMO-covered surgery? I call bullshit. If it wasn't made obvious before, this show leaves no breathing room before it frantically shifts gears and jars the viewer with a completely different and disjointed scene. In the span of 4 minutes, Ukyo surgically removes the old woman's cancer, goes on a late-night country drive for no reason, finds an old shrine with a golden statue, becomes the chosen one, and places second in Japan's Asian Hank Hill impersonator contest.
Well, to be fair, this is just a product of its time. I mean, OVAs during the 90s weren't exactly known for their top-tier stories, and Otaku had to be grateful for whatever they could get their hands on. I mean, you had to be pretty lenient back in 2002.
This is just baffling to me. Why in the world would any company spend the thousands of dollars on licensing, translating, dubbing, advertising, and distributing for this? You've probably begun to notice that I've been jumping around the show for this video. Well, it's because there really isn't much of the story at all, even disregarding the choppy editing. The show never goes beyond Ukyo punches demon that appears for no reason. Hell, the most creative the show ever gets is when Ukyo ditches his fist for a gigantic sword he finds in the past. Oh, yeah, the show features time travel too, because why the fuck not?
I'll admit that I'm being very unfair to Psychic Wars, but what do you expect me to say when they have a steroid freak doctor punch an evil Staryu in the face?
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of awesome. Although, what a way to spoil such an awesome display of badassery. Couldn't they hold on to that scene a little bit longer? You know, let us savor the moment? That's another thing this show gets completely wrong. Whenever it manages to have an awesome scene of cheesy and glorious ultraviolence, it immediately spoils the mood.
Yuko.
Oh, yeah, because when you just came back from disintegrating a motherfucking demon in the flames of a spilled oil truck, you immediately want to follow it up with a noxious 80s synth and unappealing blue sex.
Ew. It sounds like Vangelis if he grew a vagina.
Hell, even when the show can get its shit together and put on some decent demon-killing action, they still find another way to spoil everything.
Hold it! Sorry, but I can't let you go into the future.
Ah, please. Just saying that you're gonna stop them isn't a one-liner, and it certainly isn't awesome enough to warrant a background explosion. Can you imagine how lame Schwarzenegger movies would be if he had to use lines like that?
You bad guys are going down because I have big guns and I will shoot you with them and you will be dead!
I think what galls me the most about this show is that despite having a completely illegible plot, it still tries to cling on to its partial birth abortion of a narrative. So, Ukyo basically kills every demon in the past to prevent them from coming to the future to destroy humanity, which is stupid because they could just stay in the past and keep on killing the cavemen like they were already doing. But then he finds out that there's still the Demon Queen to take care of, and it turns out that the Queen of the Demons is Ukyo's shoehorn love interest, Fuyuko.
And there is still a further tragic twist to this tale.
Please. Do tell.
Foolishly, and despite myself, I fell in love with you.
There's no way. Everything you ever told me was a lie, so don't expect me to believe you now. You forget. I've seen the demons murdering the Juman people with my own eyes. Whatever you say can't change my mind. I know you're a liar.
Very well. You give me no choice. I will destroy you, and then I will destroy the entire human race.
Women. Always turning out to be demon queens intent on ruining everything. Am I right, fellas? Can I get a what? What?
Well, as much as I bashed the show, I'll admit the final battle has its moments, culminating in a pretty brutal death scene for the Queen.
Oh! Right between the eyes!
You just got Ganondorf, bitch! But God help me, the show couldn't leave well enough alone, because they once again ruined one of the few kick-ass moments they have for more schmaltz. And for the final insult, we're played out with what sounds like a drunken Japanese karaoke version of a Peter Cetera song.
So, yeah, Psychic Wars. Can't say I was expecting much, yet I'm still disappointed. But as I said at the beginning of this video, this isn't just about the bad anime. There's a light at the end of this tunnel. A golden light. Till next time.